Hi Beatle people, welcome back to A Beatleful Life. So this is my first video of 2022, and as you know, usually at the beginning of the year I do kind of this recap video where I go through all the Beatles highlights from the previous year, so that's what today will be. So I'll be going through like highlights in Beatles news and releases and such that came out, obviously both the Beatles as a group and solo, and then I'll also mention a few things, exciting things that happened for me and my channel. So I will just jump right into it and let's get started. And by the way, you can see I have my new Beatles calendar in the back there. So I have my my list here, and typically to make this I go through my own social media, like my Instagram and Instagram stories, Facebook and Twitter. So just kind of basing this off of things I posted about. So if I did miss something like really big, let me know in the comments. But we'll start with January. Not too much went on this month, it seems, but during that month I was actually mentioned in an article in a magazine for Beatles fans called Beatle Fan Magazine. They did an article about Beatles YouTube channels, and I was one of them mentioned in that article, so that was very cool. Then in February we had the initial first announcement of Paul McCartney the lyrics, and I think the release date was given at that time too, so we first heard about that in that month. And then of course in February was also George's birthday. And then in March, a little more went on that month. We had the initial announcement of McCartney 3 Imagine, and then Ringo was one of the presenters at the Grammy Awards during that month. He presented the Record of the Year award, which I think went to Billie Eilish, I believe. Then of course we had the release of Ringo's EP, Zoom In. He had a couple interviews to go along with this, I think TV and print interviews, and the music videos too. I like this EP a lot. I think I prefer this a little more over the second one he released last year, which I'll show in a minute. My favorite song I think from this is still Zoom In, Zoom Out. And then also in March last year we had the announcement of Grand Dude's Green Summary, which of course is the follow-up to Paul's children's book, Hey Grand Dude. And I don't think I ever showed this when I got it, but I also purchased this on audiobook or like audio CD. It's Paul reading the story, and he created the music to go along with it as well. I definitely recommend getting this. I really think it's a good companion for the book. And then in March was also something very exciting. I was one of the people who was picked to receive the Plastic Ono Band box set and the vinyl and CD versions as well. So that was really exciting to receive those, and I of course did videos on these. A lot of the stuff I'm going to mention you could find if you go back on my channel last year. But then also to accompany this, the official John Lennon account followed me on Instagram and on Twitter, and they actually liked my Facebook page as well, so that was cool. And then we get to April, and we had the release of McCartney 3 Imagined on streaming platforms that month. And then also in April was something pretty cool for me. I met a local artist who I mentioned a couple times on my channel, Jeff D'Angelo, and he is a big Beatles fan, and I toured his studio. I did a vlog of that. He has a lot of Beatles art pieces that he did. And later last year, he actually created this cartoon of me, which I did show in one of my videos. And I think it's called Beatles Shelf Tour. I show the two things that he made for me, but this is one of them. It's this cartoon. Then next we have May. I believe these happened in May and not April. We had those live streams that Paul did on Instagram Live for McCartney 3 Imagine, where he was talking with some of the artists that were featured on the album. So that was very fun to watch those. And I think there's still some highlights from those up on Paul's Instagram. And then we had also that month the release date of McCartney 321 on Hulu was announced. I think previously we had only known that to be like it didn't have an official name or anything. It was just called like Paul McCartney documentary with Rick Rubin. So I believe we got the name and the release date that month. Also in May, some cool things for me happened as well. I saw a John Lennon tribute, which I did do a vlog on. It was called Lennon Live, and that was actually the first concert of any kind that I had been to since the pandemic started the previous year. So there is a vlog on that. Then also that month I reached 2,000 subscribers on my channel, and I was also sent a copy of a Beatles book called Fab Fools, which is like a book about the Beatles comedy by Candy Jar Books is the publisher, and you can check out my video on that. In June, of course, we celebrated Paul's birthday. There was also the announcement of the All Things Must Pass 50th anniversary releases, and we also had the release dates for Get Back announced, and I think that was when it was confirmed to be on Disney Plus as well, I think that month. Also in June, I saw one of my favorite tribute bands. They're called the British Invasion Years. They play all music from the 60s. And yes, there is a vlog on that. You could check that out as well. And then in July, of course, we celebrated Ringo's birthday. He had his Peace and Love celebration at noon. And we also had the release of McCartney 321 out on Hulu. Then in August, we had the All Things Must Pass 50th anniversary releases. We had the announcement of Ringo's next EP, Change the World. All the songs that were going to be in Paul McCartney, the lyrics, were also announced that month. And wow, a lot of announcements. The Let It Be 50th anniversary releases also were announced that month. And then something else was that the Beatles Cirque du Soleil show returned to Las Vegas that month. And, we're into September now. That month I celebrated my 25th birthday. You might remember I had a Beatles cake and everything. And I actually received a very cool gift that month, while not explicitly for my birthday. It happened to arrive that month. I received the white vinyl version of Imagine, which was released that month. Then also in September we had the release of Ringo's EP, Change the World. And he did a couple interviews for this one as well, I think a TV interview and a print one. Then in October, we had the release of Grand Dude's Green Submarine. It actually had come out a couple weeks earlier, I think, in the UK, but it was out in the US in October. And in October, I also saw my favorite Beatles tribute band, which is Rain, a tribute to the Beatles. I wish I could have done a vlog on that, but filming wasn't allowed. But I just love them so much. I definitely recommend seeing them. I think it was my 5th or 6th time seeing them by that point. They're my favorite, definitely. Then, of course, also in October, we had the release of Get Back, the Get Back book, that is. And we also had the release of the Let It Be 50th anniversary editions. You may remember I got the 2 CD version. And by the way, it was also announced in October that this book was a #1 New York Times bestseller. That month was also the release of the first official trailer for the Get Back documentary series. And that month, Paul was one of the presenters at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony. He inducted the Foo Fighters, I believe, and he performed with them. I think they sang Get Back, actually. And also in October, of course, we celebrated John's birthday. And then in November, of course, we had the release of Paul McCartney's lyrics, which became a New York Times bestseller, #1 bestseller, and was also named Barnes & Noble's Book of the Year. And Paul had the live stream that he did to go along with this, and he did the interview with the Barnes & Noble CEO as well. And then, of course, in November was the big release of Get Back on Disney Plus as well. We just got a few exciting announcements about Get Back this month, but I'll get to those at the end of the video. We also found out that McCartney 3 is nominated for a couple Grammys. The album itself is nominated for Best Rock Album, and then Find My Way is nominated for Best Rock Song, so I really hope they win. Lastly, to round off 2021, in December, I received some very cool Beatles gifts from the brand Eagle Moss Hero Collector. I did a video on those, most notably the Advent calendar, which is now on my shelf up there. And also that month, we got a brand new music video for George's song, My Sweet Lord. And I also received a very special Christmas card. I just showed this in my last video, I know, but I received this in the mail. It says, Happy Holidays, love, Yoko and Sean. Alright, so that is 2021. Hopefully I didn't miss anything too glaring. I should, I guess, mention, because we got some cool announcements this month, even though it's not 2021, I'll mention them anyway. Get Back is getting a DVD and Blu-ray release. I'm sure you've seen that already. It's coming out February 8th, I think, is the release date. So I already pre-ordered my DVD from the Beatles online store. And then later this month, January 30th, there's a special one night only showing in IMAX of the rooftop concert part of Get Back. That's only in select theaters. I think it's the closest theater in my state that it's playing at is like an hour and a half away, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to go to that, but we'll see. So then to close off the video, I just want to mention a few things that I have coming up in 2022. So in February, I am seeing a 60s music tribute. I don't think I'm going to be able to do a vlog of the show. Maybe I'll do a video talking about it. It's called The British Invasion, although it's not related to the British Invasion years. But that covers all 60s music as well, so that'll be fun. And then I'm seeing a Paul tribute in March. You may remember like 2 years ago I saw this tribute. It's called Live and Let Die, the music of Paul McCartney. So I'm going to see that again. Hopefully I'll be able to film some of that for a video. And then the most exciting thing, which hopefully will be able to happen, I'm supposed to be seeing Ringo in June 11th, I believe, in Easton, Pennsylvania. It's at a venue that I've never been to, so hopefully that can happen. I guess nothing is really certain but the pandemic, of course, because it's already been postponed twice, so fingers crossed. Alright, Beatle people, so that is going to do it for my 2021 recap video. You can let me know in the comments below what you think the best Beatles related moment was of last year. But I want to say thank you very much for watching this video, and be sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more things like this. As always, I will leave my social media in the description so you could check those out as well. And as always, have a beautiful day, everybody. Bye-bye.